Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Cali Plants. This is me again, Mark, and for today's video, we're gonna be touring the greenhouse. So I just had my camera recently fixed. This cell phone recently broke, so I just had it fixed. But now we're back in action, and I think we'll be continuing on with the new content real soon. So I think starting from now, we're gonna be returning to our regular schedule of posting videos. So if you don't want to miss any other video, just subscribe there below, and you might notice me speaking in English for now because recently there's been a lot of viewers asking for English videos, hoping that they can understand me. So I think for this video, I'll be speaking in English, just to try out if it works better for the channel because one of the reasons I'm doing this is I want to share some knowledge to our English viewers, to people who are growing succulents in other countries who can't understand Filipino, and those who can understand English, especially our viewers from India. So we're gonna have an international community here. So I just wanna share my knowledge with all of the people out there. So for this video, we're gonna be touring our greenhouse, touring my greenhouse, touring the Cali Plants greenhouse. So we're gonna go over why I'm positioning my plants like this. It's not gonna be very organized, so you can see it's quite a mess out here really. I just had a few minutes to prepare this, so this is really not organized in any way, but I hope that you will learn something with the way I'm arranging my plants here in the greenhouse. So I'm gonna switch the camera so that you can see all the plants that we've got here. Okay, so we're gonna start at this section. This is the spot of the greenhouse which gets the most light for all of the day because the light comes in from there. So that's the east. That's the direction of the east. So the sun comes up from there and it shines on here the longest. It shines over there, and then it gradually moves into here. The direct sun gradually moves into here, and by the midday, this spot gets consistent light. Okay, so pardon my English, guys. I'm really still practicing my English. So I think you've got the point of the sunlight and everything about this spot. So I just place all the succulents here that can withstand the most light, the most heat as possible, and those that are prone to dropping leaves. So for the heat tolerant succulents, you can see that they're here. My aloes there. Okay, and that's my cacti. Here are my cacti. Oops, sorry, the mics. Here are my cacti. Okay, they're not the most beautiful cacti of all, but yeah, they're mine. So I guess I'm just trying to grow them better. Here are my stinky plants. So these are Succulents Echeveria. I have a video about this. These are my ghost plant propagation, ghost tea propagation. So these are Sedum ghost tea. I place them here so that they can grow more because I want to sell them. I want to sell these plants, this propagations of mine. So I place them here so that they can grow more. And then here we have our sedums. These are the plants that actually I'm afraid of losing their leaves, of them dropping their leaves. So I give them as much light as possible so that they can hold on to their leaves, and also so that they can be chubbier and they can show their stress color. So this Sedum Adolphi Golden Sedum, I think it's a Golden Sedum, is that the correct ID? Here in the Philippines, they sell this as California Sunset, but it's not California Sunset. That's a Sedum, not a Sedum, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. So this is the normal version of the Sedum Adolphi. Yeah, and I've got them here in this clay pot because I want them to grow bigger, but all they did is get wrinkled and get stressed because this pot doesn't retain a lot of water, so now it's super stressed. So you can see that the coloring is kind of weird. Okay, it's really dark in color, but I'm hoping that with enough watering I can make this healthier. For the ones here at the front, these are my cubic frost, so I want them to grow a lot bigger, so I've been giving them a lot more light. This is my choco moonstone, or they sell this locally as choco moonstone, but this is Sedum bronze. And you can see that all the other stems are looking weird. Okay, they've got stem rot and I don't have the guts to move them, and I think maybe I need to work on that. So here is my Echeveria colibra, Agibiflora hybrid. These are the sedums again, and this is my propagation of Sedum ghosty. Here's my Astrophytum myristigma. Okay, here is our Darly Sunshine, which recently lost a lot of leaves at the sides, so you can see. But it's been growing so beautiful. I like the chubbiness of the leaves. It's gotten a lot fatter in my care, so maybe because of the intense light it gets from this spot. So the leaves became a lot fatter and it became more vibrant in color. Also with the grafted sedum ghosty that I have here, I've got some smudges on its farina, but it's looking so nice, and we already got a lot of layers to its leaves, so it's growing, and there's a baby in there, under there. Okay, here is my sedum trelliaceae. Okay, this is our graptopetalum purple delight. Here's our sedum saviolens, which is growing. Yes, and this is my really big Echeveria gibiflora blue waves. My cacti, this Myrtillocactus geometricans. I placed them here because I wanted it to become thicker, and I've watched some videos about this plant, and it gets thicker if it gets more light. So it won't become thinner. The new growth will become bigger than the old growth. So I've been giving it a lot of light, and yeah, it's been doing great. No visible signs of sunburn on that one. And then we're gonna go to our Echeverias. So Echeverias. So this is my blue cloud. Oh no, blue surprise. This is my Orion. Okay, this is a Graptoveria. This is not an Echeveria. This is a Cupid. And yeah, this plant is growing its leaves like a Debbie. It's growing leaves that resemble a Debbie and not an Echeveria Cupid, but this is a Graptoveria Topsy-Debbie. Technically. So here is my Echeveria hyalina, cat's claw, cat's paw chihuahuanensis, purple dream, which is so mangled up, but I've been trying to make it grow a little more. Yeah, but I think I'll be replacing that. I want a new lush purple dream. That is an old plant, so yeah, it's been through a lot with the storm and with the weather in our area, so that's with my ugly potting mix before, so that's the only remains of what was once a magnificent plant. Okay, so this is my Supreme, Graptophytum Supreme. I have two here. This is the first Supreme, this is the second Supreme. And this is a Senecio cliniformis. I placed it here because it'll be shaded by these plants, but it won't stretch much because it'll get a lot of light from this spot. So here we have our Pachyveria glauca. These are Sedum allantoides. So I've been recently collecting a lot of different exotic varieties of sedum, and this is one that is up on my wish list, but it's now here. So Sedum allantoides, it doesn't form a full rosette. It doesn't form that spiral formation like our Sedum jelly bean, like our Sedum rubrotinctum, but it's so pretty, it's so cute, and I like the tentacle looking like leaves on it. I just love it. I just can't quite get it to fatten up because I believe that it's rooting, but no matter how many times I water it, the leaves are always wrinkled. So I think I'll be waiting for it to produce new leaves which are chubbier. So here is our Graptoveria phantom. I have two here. This is the one, this is my one, and this is my other Graptoveria phantom. There you go. So they are like the parent plants of our Graptoveria lovely rose because they resemble each other. Only the lovely rose is much smaller than the Graptoveria phantom. Okay, where were we? So this is our Graptoveria Harry Watson leaf propagation. Okay, so cute. This is our Graptopetalum superbum. Chrissy and Ryan, this has been a very good plant for me. It's how should I say this? It's a very vigorous grower. It really recovered easily after repotting it, and it just grew a lot of leaves, and I don't have much issues with this plant. So if you want an easy plant to start caring for, I suggest you try this Echeveria, Chris and Ryan. It's really adaptable, I think. It's not so fat. It's not as fat as others, which you might be afraid of fat succulents because they can get rot easily if you overwater them. But then again, it's not as thin as other varieties, so you can also neglect it You can leave it dry for a while and it will not die right away. So here is my propagation of cat's paw, another Sedum ghosty, and here is our new aloe peg, no, not aloe pegare, aloe erinacea. So this is a recent purchase of mine, and it resembles my aloe peglare. Here is aloe peglare. So there they are, side by side, but they are different aloes. So we'll be moving there soon. Echeveria Orion. This is my Sedum Joyce Tulok variegated. Echeveria elegans, which is looking good with new growth in the middle, but the old leaves are still wrinkly, so it's been rooting a lot slower than what I'm used to, but I believe that it's establishing itself. Maybe because I repotted it one too many times. So this is my pink champagne. This is really stressed. This wasn't the form of this plant last year, but after the winter it became so chubby, and I've been trying to wake it out of its dormancy. So here is our beheaded Echeveria Peach Pride. I have the 3 heads of it right here. So here are the 3 heads of that plant, and they are already rooting in it. So I just recently watered them. They look a little dry because they're not fully rooted yet. There is our Fred Ives, our Echeveria imbricata. I believe this is my first succulent, first Echeveria, this imbricata, and I repotted it into this small pot, but one of these days I have to repot it into a bigger pot so that it can grow a bigger rosette. So this is our Echeveria unknown. I used to think that this was a Echeveria hakuhu, but now I'm not so sure. Maybe it's a momoka. Please tell me in the comments what you think is the correct ID of this Echeveria. So this is our Graptoveria Lovely Rose. We have 2 separate pots here. They used to be in one pot, but I separated them so they can grow a lot more. This is our Echeveria Topsy-Turvy, which is looking so cute, and it's looking a lot chubbier, and the rosette is closed, so it's been getting a lot of light, and if you can peek in closely underneath it, it's got a lot of babies. It's got a lot of babies. So this is our Graptopetalum Purple Delight, which I beheaded. This is a 3-headed plant, but now it's got 5 heads. This is our Echeveria Ice Green. This is one of my older plants, and I've been very proud of this plant. It used to be bigger, but now it's catching up. It's growing new, it's producing new growth, it's growing bigger, but you can see that it's very, very fat, and I'm really proud of this plant. If you're looking for an easy Lawi hybrid, I recommend this Echeveria Ice Green. It's not as colorful as others, but it's really pretty. This is my other Echeveria imbricata. This is a recovering Neon Breakers. This used to be in an arrangement, and yeah, it wasn't doing so well in there because I've been holding out watering on my arrangements, and it just looked ugly, so I repotted it, and it's now recovering anew. This is my Purpusorum, which is really not looking great. Yeah, I'm gonna buy another Purpusorum. I'm gonna start another collection of Purpusorum hybrids. This is our Graptophytum Supreme Propagation. This is a propagation of these plants, so yeah, you can see they're basically the same plant. That plant. Okay. Orion, another Orion. I have got 3 Orions here. These 2, and this is the other. Oh, I totally missed this plant. So this is my clump of Astrophytums. I think they've been getting a lot fatter, but you can see it's still shrunken underneath. I think I'm just gonna let it grow anew, let it produce new growth, but I'm not really sure what will happen on this shrunken underside of these plants. Okay, so this is our Monroe. If you're buying Echeveria Monroe and they place the orange Monroe, the pink Monroe, they say this orange or pink, they add it to the name Monroe. That's not always accurate. There is only one variety of Monroe. It will turn pink if stressed. It will turn orange when it's even more stressed. So if you buy an orange or pink monroe, it will turn into this bluish color if it's not stressed. If you want to make it pink or make it orange, try investing in grow lights so you can give it more light if it's not as cold, if it's not that cold in your area. So with more light, maybe you can bring out its pinkish orange tones. So this is my Echeveria, what's the name? The Simulants Ascension, yes. So I believe there are 3 varieties of Simulants. This is the Ascension. There is also a Simulants Laguna Sanchez and another Simulants which I'm not sure of, but they're kind of related to our Echeveria elegans. They're really striking plants for me. I love their wavy edges. They're so cute, and even when they're fatter. So this is still rooting, so I'm hoping that it will get even more fatter than that. It'll look even more beautiful once it's fatter. And also, it's also slightly related to our Echeveria hyalina. So those 3 plants, the hyalina, the elegans, and our Simulants Ascension, they're all related. They have the same kind of habitat in Mexico where they came from. So this is my Graptoveria Bashful. I have 2 Bashful here. They're recovering, they're producing new growth, but they're not as beautiful as your Bashful. So I've been trying to make them grow a lot more. This is my, I forgot what they call this, but it looks like a neon breaker, but it's not. So it's a brown looking, reddish looking Echeveria. I'm not really exactly sure of what the idea of this is. This is an Echeveria hybrid that I've been trying to recover. It used to be a little stub, but it's now regrowing. This is our Graptopetalum amethystinum and our Pachyphytum oviferum. So if you're buying a plant and it's labeled as moonstone, it's a Pachyphytum. But if it's labeled as amethystinum, it's a Graptopetalum. Those are very different plants, but they look kind of alike because they're both so fat. So you can see this one is still rooting up. It's been producing a lot of roots at this end of its stem, but I can't submerge it because it will topple over. So I just had it in there. I believe there's roots inside of that. So once it gets some roots, I hope this leaves, these puckered leaves, will grow fatter. I place them in clay pots so I don't overwater them. So I've been very careful with these plants. So these is our Echeveria neon breakers, looking good. This is our Korean succulent, this elegance. I believe you can say that this is an elegance Potosina. So kind of resembles a Potosina, but I'm not exactly sure. So please tell me if you have a Potosina and it looks like this. And also, look at that. It's growing a new baby underneath it. Isn't that so wonderful? So this is our Cubic Frost, again with the Peach Pride. What else? So this is our etiolated Purple Haze. So a friend of mine recently confirmed that this is not a ghost plant. This is not a Paraguayense. So this is a Purple Haze. Our Binesi looking good, and it's forming a more rounder, more fuller rosette than it used to because it lost a lot of leaves underneath when I received it from shipping. So here is our Pachyveria Orpet. So this is a Pachyphytum hybrid, and it's looking so good. Not sure if it is a topsy-turvy hybrid. Oh no, it's not a topsy-turvy. They're folded in a different way. So this is the Orpet. This is how your Orpet will grow. It will grow upright. It will not stay flat. So it's not, because it's not an Echeveria, it's a Pachyveria. So this is another Graptophytum supreme propagation. Here is our Cotyledon bear's paw. So you can see that this plant is producing new leaves. Oh, I can't get the camera to focus on. So the new growth is producing those finger-like or claw-like edges on the leaves, but the old leaves no longer produces those edges. So if you want to see those edges in your plants, and if their old leaves don't have it, then you're just gonna have to wait until it grows new leaves, and give it plenty of light so that you can see those reddish edges coming up. So here is our Graptopetalum Myrinae, and this is the Mendoza. Yes, that's right. So this is our Billbaker or Pachyphytum glutenicaule, and this is another Pachyphytum, the Compactum. Okay, it's got a little smudge on one of the leaves, so you can see there. I don't think it's rot, so I think it's good. I'm just gonna let it grow new leaves, but this one grows a lot slower than the others because of its fat leaves. So yeah, we're gonna wait a little while for it to grow, and we've got a little cute mushroom on it beside it. So this is Graptoveria Harry Watson. This used to be a lot more pretty, but it lost a lot of leaves because I just had it repotted, and it's producing this rat-like or fungal infection on its leaves. So I'm trying to let it outgrow those ugly leaves. I'm just leaving it to grow more, but if it's not gonna perform well, if all the leaves are gonna get rot, then I'm gonna be throwing that away. I don't have all the time and all the money to spend on fungicides for that plant because that's a common plant, so I'm just gonna replace it. This is our blue chalk sticks. This is our clump of Echeveria starlight. I used to have difficulty with starlight with Agavoides hybrids, but this one is growing so well, and I like the way, if you look closely, you will see that the leaves have got some shine on them, like they've got glitters embedded into them, and they're so pretty. This is our Echeveria Melaco, which I recently beheaded, so you can see those new pups coming up. So nice. So basically the plants that I have here are plants that I'm protecting from intense sun. So because these are small leaf varieties, so they get to dry out quickly if they're in full sun, so I've been giving them more protection so they don't dry out right away. These thin leaf neon breakers, I'm protecting it from too much sun. It's here in the middle rather than there because I don't want it to dry out very quickly. These fat ones, because they're slow growers, I don't want them to burn, so I've been giving them more filtered light, so they get more filtered light here compared to more direct light over there. Okay, so also we have here our new plants because they're still acclimating, they're still rooting, so they receive less direct sun than the most of the plants over there. Yeah. Okay, so this is our Echeveria snow bunny. Looking good, looking good. There's new growth in the middle, and these two babies at the back are actually freebie. They're not part of my purchase, but the seller gave it to me, and I just grouped them here so that they look good. They look like a clump, but even though they're separate plants. This is our Echeveria reunionii. This is my really pretty, really good looking Graptoveria Debbie. If I'm correct, the Debbie is a hybrid of an Amethystinum and an Echeveria shavayana. So correct me if I'm wrong, but this one is so pretty. It's just slightly etiolated because of the shipping, but I'm hoping that it will regrow. It will form a tighter rosette soon once I give it more sun. So here is our cotyledons. So the ladyfingers, these are older plants. This is the Cotyledon orbiculata, and this is the papillaris. So I've been trying to make these papillaris grow thicker leaves. Yeah, so it's a work in progress, but yeah, we're getting there. This is my black beans. Isn't it so gross? It got so neglected a while back, and it had a lot of pests, so I had to wash it a few times, and the leaves started getting mushy, and yeah, but I hope it's recovering now. It's not dry, it's not dehydrated. This is our Graptoveria Bridget. This is a new plant. I've never seen a lot of Bridget at the market, but they're so good. How do I say this? They're much easier to care for than other Graptoverias, than Harry Watson, of course. So it even resembles an Echeveria. So I think I really like this plant, and if you have a chance to buy a Graptoveria Bridget, I would recommend it. Okay, so here is this is an Echeveria longissima. Yes, finally. This is a longissima. So this is a pure Echeveria, and I like the way it's looking like a dark mode Echeveria. Kind of like a purpusorum, but with wider leaves and thinner leaves. Yeah, so I'm trying. I've been wanting to collect more dark dark style Echeverias. Okay, so this is a Sedum Ganju. They also sell this as red fingers, but look at that. It doesn't form a complete rosette, but it's so adorable with its thick leaves, and it's got some pinkish tones into it. Echeveria or Sedum Blue Elf. So it got etiolated, yeah, but I'm hoping the new growth will be more compact. If your plant is slightly etiolated, don't be freaked out by it, or don't get depressed over it if it gets etiolated. The stem, actually, if it's etiolated, will be easier to behead later on. So this is my Echeveria Shedekeri, if I'm not mistaken. So this is an upturned leaf Echeveria or Echeveria. This is an Echeveria. I was actually hoping to collect more Rignonii hybrids, but I searched for this plant and it doesn't resemble any Echeveria Rignonii hybrid. So I've been thinking that maybe it's a Echeveria Shedekeri, which is a very variant hybrid. It can also produce upturned leaves, but it's not a Rignonii hybrid. Okay, so this is my Sedum clavatum, which is so ugly. I really don't like the way it's looking right now, but the center of the rosettes is still intact. So there's a chance that it will recover and produce new leaves, and there's a lot of dry leaves I have to clean. But let me just confirm this here, guys. Yeah, so they smell like candy. So if you have a Sedum clavatum, then smell it. It will smell like candy. It gets like a mint. Like a mint smelling, sweet smelling scent onto it. So this is our Paradoxa, I believe a Echeveria, another Echeveria hybrid. This is our Ellen. Okay, so this is another Graptopetalum, and it's a welcome addition to my Graptopetalum collection. See, that's so cute, so adorable. Okay, next one. This is my new Echeveria unguiculata. I've had an unguiculata last year and it perished. So it died. So this is a new one. This is a twin head unguiculata, and it resembles the Black Knight, but it's lighter in color, and it's got some prominent tips on its leaves. So it's kind of like a banana. So this is my Echeveria variegated decora. I believe this is a monstrous form of the Pearl von Nurnberg, if I'm not mistaken. And this is my Pearl von Nurnberg. It had fewer leaves in the middle when I first got it, and it also lost a lot of leaves, but it's now producing more leaves at the center. So I'm hoping that it will grow right back, and because it's a thin leaf Echeveria, I believe that I can be able to help that plant recover a lot faster than most of my other new plants. So this is another Bill Baker or Glutini caule. It's a bigger plant, so it's the same plant with that it's much bigger. So this is this plant, actually, how do I say this? This plant scammed me, or in Filipino, we say it nabudol. So yeah, nabudol ako ng halaman na to. I actually thought that this was a Sedum hintonii, but it's not. It's a Delosperma variegated. So it's a variegated pickle plant, but it's nice. I like its lighter color. The pickle plant is more green and this is more lighter in color. Real cute. This is a champagne. I really forgot. I ordered 3 champagne varieties. This one, and that one. And they're all different and I forgot all their names. So this one is the worst looking champagne currently. It is so etiolated. You can see that it's lighter in color in the middle because that's etiolation, that's stretched out growth. But you can see that it's producing new leaves at the center. So I'm hoping that this will recover real soon. I think this is the best looking champagne that I got. If I'm not mistaken, this could be the purple champagne. Maybe this is the white. So this could be the red. So this could be the red, the purple, and the white. So I'm still gonna have to look for the green one. So this is a twin head Echeveria tolimanensis, yes. So it's looking like a Echeveria hybrid, but this is actually a tolimanensis. If you're gonna be looking for tolimanensis hybrids or tolimanensis on Instagram, it'll be looking much different than this. This is actually like their normal form, but if they're stressed, they produce this like pachyphytum shaped leaves. They have this like jewel-like shape to them if they're really stressed. So I'm hoping that I can get it stressed to that point so that we can have another beautiful plant here. This is another elegance. This was a freebie. I didn't buy this, but yeah, it's got another pop in there. It's also rooting a lot slower than the others. It's because the leaves, the older leaves, are still not getting fat even if I water them. So if you're gonna buy elegance, expect it to root a lot slower than the others. This is a Swan Lake. This is a topsy-turvy hybrid. Looking good, looking good. Looks like a Shavayana X topsy-turvy. This is a Black Prince X topsy-turvy. This is a Dark Vader. So you can see it's got some black spots. So I'm hoping that it will grow those out real soon. I'm not sure why it got that. None of my other plants got that, only this plant. So it couldn't be the potting mix. Maybe just the variety produces that. So yeah, we're just gonna have to figure it out. Hopefully it will produce new growth. But since this is a topsy-turvy hybrid, these two are topsy-turvy hybrids. They grow a lot faster and they produce more babies more quickly than other plants. This is a Sedum, Lucidum obesum, if I'm not mistaken. This was more darker in color when I first got it, but it's now turning pale, so because it needs more light. But I'm hoping that it will root a lot faster so I can move it to more light real soon. Okay, next, what's next? Here is my Echeveria gilva. This is an Agavoides hybrid, Agavoides X elegans. It looks kind of like an elegans, right? But also, it's got these shiny leaves like the Agavoides. That's a very nice hybrid. This is actually a common plant in the Philippines. Filipino growers think that this is an Agavoides, but it's no longer a pure Agavoides Echeveria. This is an Agavoides hybrid, so it's no longer a pure Agavoides. This is our snow bunny, so you can see that it's a bigger one compared to our smaller, thicker snow bunny. So they're very different, but I love them both. This is our Lilacina. This is a free plant, so it's not as good, it's not as perfect looking as the others, but it's free, so I'm taking care of it because it's free. And I think I gave my Lilacina to my sister a while back, so I don't have any other Lilacina here in the garden. So this is our Crassulas, a propagation of Muscosa. This is a better looking propagation of Muscosa. This is a sad looking Rogersii that I think I'm gonna be avoiding buying Crassulas from now on. This is also another sad looking Crassula, and man, I really gave them all the best I can, but they're not performing really well, so I think I'm gonna be avoiding this type of Crassulas. So this is my propagation. Actually, this is a lot of propagation. This, the Tetragona. So they're the easier Crassula, I think. This is a free plant I got, which is Sempervivum cutix, and I've been trying it. I've been trying to grow it. A lot of people have troubles with this plant, growing this plant, because it's a very sensitive plant. It doesn't like extreme heat. So I've been putting it here to keep it protected from extreme heat, but it's not etiolating in any way. I think it's also producing new leaves in the middle, and it's kind of rooting. I checked the roots one time and they're very pink and they're very lush. So I gave it watering. I think this plant I watered just once compared to all these other plants, which got I think about 3 or 4 times. So this one just got watered one time. This is our Melaco, which we beheaded, so it's producing a new root. So yeah, I'm waiting for it to establish. This is our propagation of Echeveria Harry Butterfield, or super donkey tail. This is our Haworthia. So I just placed them here because they're recently watered to help them dry out faster. So this is the Groenwaldii. When you place them side by side with Echeverias, they really stand out. They have a beauty of their own, and they're so dark. And this one, the variegated truncata, looks so nice. I'm waiting for it to get a lot fatter, so maybe with more time, with more patience, it will go a lot fatter. This is my newly watered plants. This is a Letizia. Yeah, it's producing stress colors on the side there. This is a Rotundifolia, another propagation of Graptophytum supreme. So you can pretty much guess by now that Graptophytum supreme propagates very easily. This is an Echeveria chroma. This is my jade plant, which is, I'm confused with this plant. It's dropping a lot of its old leaves, but it's also producing new leaves. It's also producing rot. So I'm really not sure what to do with this. I think I'm just letting it do its own thing. If it drops leaves, and it's dropped leaves. If it loses all its leaves, then I'm gonna be throwing it away, because man, I don't have all the time and the patience to care for crassulas. So these are our other hanging plants. This is a burrito. This is our string of melons, a string of dolphins, stapeliad. Actually, that's not supposed to be in there, but it's a hanging pot, so I can put it there. So this is a string of pearls. Yep. This is our other hanging plants. This is the Harry Butterfield. So you can see it's got a lot of babies on there. Yeah, I hope it gets focused. So I'm also seeing some new babies forming at the tips. This is our sedum burrito. Pendants, looking so thick. And also our Senecio peregrinus, or another string of dolphins. So these are new plants I bought, and I placed them here because I don't want them to get very much hot sun. They get morning sun for about 30 minutes on this spot. So this is a Sedum hintonii. So this is the one that I've been looking for, and this is a fuzzy sedum. So I hope, guys, that you can find another plant like this. This is a very rare sedum. I think they're not often sold. They're sold very rarely. This is the free plant that the seller gave me, Echeveria titubans, and this is a Echeveria frontinian. Okay, it's a very long Echeveria, but you can see that I'm collecting a lot of Echeveria, sedums. Yeah, I've been loving all those new fat plants. This is a dying cactus with no roots. I'm gonna be throwing that away. My extra pots, and this pot are for the ones that I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for new plants to come in, so I've already prepared some pots for them. And this is my intensive care unit, my ICU. This is where I put my dead plants. Okay, so this is a dead plant. It got crown rot. I think I overwatered it, so yeah. This one also will go into the trash. I'm so sad for this one because I love cotyledons, but I'm gonna have to replace it. I'm gonna have to try again. Cotyledons, I think it's the summer, so they're no longer as active as in the winter time. I'm getting death with my cotyledons. This is my Echeveria suyon, which has a lot of scale. So you can see those discolored leaves, those are scale. I'm not gonna be putting them beside my other plants because yeah, I don't want my other plants to get the scale. These are my new Senecio. So I've just had them placed here because it's getting hot, but I'm gonna be putting them back at the hanging spot there. So I just placed them here because it was too hot. So I don't want them to dry out very quick. Yeah, but I just had them watered. So they're doing really well. You can see that they're getting fat on their leaves. Yeah, they're not as wrinkled as they were before. This is my propagation station. You can see that I've got all my leaf propagations here. This spot doesn't get much direct sunlight. You can see that it gets screen all over this side of the greenhouse. So this is more protected. This got more filter light and a lot less direct light. This is the ones that are sprouting. These are the ones that I've just repotted. They're still babies, but I'm hoping they will grow real soon. These are my partial sun succulents, Haworthia, Alworthia, if I'm not mistaken, Haworthia propagations, Lithops, Haworthia, another zebra. So you can see, this is a gift from a friend, from a close friend nearby, and another Haworthia which is really blooming right now. So that's a Haworthia flower. This is my dying Ionium, so I think I'm gonna be giving up on Ioniums for now. This is my another tray of propagations. You can see we've got different varieties here, but this all came from leaf propagations, I think. So these are my Gongekan, which I beheaded because they got stem rot. So I'm trying to wait until they will root. Here are my Calanchos, Portulacaria, more Calanchos here. Calancho, and Sedum that is recovering. It's got a lot of pups, so I'm waiting for it to become more fuller before I put it along with the other sedums in there. So this is my ice plant. This is my Astrophytum mysterious. They're still rooting, so I'm protecting them from full sun, but they get direct sun over on this side. This is our new cacti. If I'm not mistaken, if the rootstock is shrunken, then it can take in water. So I'm going to be watering this real soon. This is another dying cactus. So this is what they do in my care. They get shrunken, and I just lose the patience with them, and I just gonna throw them away. So this is our Kalanchoe marmorata, and this is our Kalanchoe tomentosa, our panda plant. So this is a clump of our Kalanchoe. So you can see that they've grown a lot. They produce a lot of pups. So I'm gonna be separating them, propagating them new, rooting them anew, and then I'm gonna be selling them once there are too many. So this one, I think there are already too many in here. So I'm losing my voice. This is our Graptopetalum paraguayense. So you can see that it's getting, it's already taking in water, so it's already firm. But this one, not so much, I think, because I haven't buried it too much into the soil, so it's not rooting as quickly as the others, which are more buried. This one is not that big when I first got it, but it's already growing a lot. This is my other Graptopetalums. Look at that, so nice. So nice in any angle. So nice, so flawless. Okay, so did I miss anything? Oh, I think that's the bulk of it. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. This is our Orbea. It's so good. I'm gonna be propagating this real soon. I'm gonna be chopping this off. Okay. Okay, so I'm a lot sweaty right now. So these are all my plants. Yeah. So you got to see all of my plants. I'm actually waiting to produce new videos to present each and every plant soon. I'm going to be highlighting more of them in our future videos. I'll be showing them how to care for them, each one of them, in our future videos. So hope you subscribe there down below. And also we're going to be working on more projects real soon here in the channel, more propagation videos. Yeah, you've got a lot to stay tuned for, so I hope you stay tuned on this channel. If you want us to keep making English videos, just comment it down below. I'm still practicing my English, so maybe it might be a little bit awkward for you at first, but I hope that I can be better at speaking English real soon. So I hope you like this video also, and you subscribe again, and you please subscribe again, and then subscribe again. So I think that's it for our video. I'm not going to be showing you my houseplants because they're not as good as they should be. So I think that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.